Hey YouTube, how's it going? I'm doing a new video series right now with this new camera I got, and gonna make sure that I share with you guys my story, my adventure as an indie developer. And as you guys know, I'm working on a football game. I've always wanted to work on a football game, and really any game in general, right? A lot of us play games, and that's what I've done a lot of my life, and I've always had an interest in trying to pursue making a game on my own. So with that said, I want to share with you a new series that I'm going to be doing where I'll be blogging, not blogging, but vlogging, vlogging. I'll be vlogging the game making process, and this is the first video of that. So just to give you some background, this will be something that I do in parallel with the other one I'm doing, the other series I'm doing for the indie game dev videos. In those, I'm probably going to show you more behind the scenes, and in this one it's going to be focused primarily on things that are happening in the game, whether it be game design ideas or bugs that I'm working through or plans for the game, business related topics. So if you're interested in those types of things, please, feel free to hang out and watch this show. And I wouldn't call it a show. It's more of a playlist, I guess it will be. So stay tuned for that. And it's kind of windy out here, but I'm in my patio in my house, and I've been working, to give you background, I've been working on this game for, I would say, since my first video I did. So I don't even know how long it's been. I think it's been like 4 months part-time. And prior to working on this game, I was working in Unity for quite a bit, working on a mobile football game, and then also a 2D side-scrolling game. And they were just for fun. They were just prototyping. When you start out doing this stuff, you don't know how to do it from scratch. And even though I did programming for a living, it was more the business applications, And this is a different language, different engine. And so going from Unity over to GameMaker Studio was a transition. And I did it for a couple of reasons. One is because the licensing was more affordable and cheaper in GameMaker versus Unity. And the royalties, there's no royalties compared to Unity. Unity charges you a cut. They take a cut of what you make on your game. And with GameMaker, you don't have to worry about that. So number two is the fact that it's supposed to be really easy to use, right? And it doesn't take a lot of research or rocket science to really pick up GameMaker Studio. What I'm finding out, though, is that the type of game that I'm making is very complex. It's not simple. It's not going to happen overnight, even though it's a 2D game. And I love playing games like All Pro Football and ESPN 2K Football, NFL Fever, Backbreaker. Those are the games that I like to play. But I can't compete with those AAA companies like Madden, and I also don't have the resources to be able to create a game like that, nor do I have the timeline. So I've taken the plunge. I'm doing this full time. I have one developer that is working on the game with me. He's kind of teaching me how to use GameMaker. He's more experienced than I am, and he's a really cool guy. And he's built a lot of the foundation for me. So I've had to learn, along the way, I'm learning how to use GameMaker, but I'm also learning how to work within his code and his architecture that he's helped me establish, right? I also have 2 artists that we're working with. So shout out to you guys. If you guys watch this, they're doing a great job with the art. I really like the old school, 2D pixel art, and it's evolving and it's getting better and better. So that's my team. It's 4 of us, right? And I'm the one working full time. Those guys are being contracted out. And, hopefully I can do a lot of the work myself, but I need to grow my wings before I can fly, right? And so with that said, I want to share with you what I've been working on. So what we've been working on, right? So I'm constantly having new sprites being created, and they take time to be done. So anytime I have a new sprite, I add it into the game as soon as I can, or when I have time. But then there's also the development of the gameplay. The first priority, and the way I've always seen it, is that if you're going to build a football game, what do you start with? You start with the foundation, and the foundation to me is the running, the player movement, the way the guys interact with each other. So I'm trying to get the on-field gameplay to look and feel a certain way. And even though it's a 2D game, there are still a lot of nuances that happen when you're trying to do that. So what I want to do is build a game that I can grow with, and the first step is to build on-field gameplay. The plans after that will be I'm seriously planning on trying to build an RPG for this game to have a story mode. And the RPG will take you into the game, and you will build your team, and you'll change your team around. So the story is going to evolve into an RPG with football, right? But I'm also a franchise guy, a season guy, and stats guy, and I want that to be part of it as well. And that's where we're starting. So what we're working on right now, as of this week when I'm making this video, is the ball physics. And Kyle, who's the programmer, he's working heavily on that piece. We're going to have a video this week to show you that will give you some prototypes of the work that he's doing to show you how the ball's actually being rendered and the physics that are involved. And then I'm also working on getting the players organized, the data elements of the game organized, if you're on the field, if you're off the field, what you do when you hike the ball. I want to be able to get a hike in place. We already have players coming out to the field for the coin toss. You pick your play, they come into their formations on offense and defense, and then I want to be able to hike the ball and then have receivers go out on the route and throw the ball and catch it and go for a touchdown, and also have tackling in it as well. So those are the plans for this week, and we'll see how far we can get. Every week we're going to try to have minor milestones to make the game progress. And I don't have a timeline for this game. I've never built a game before, so from what I've read and researched, coming up with a timeline and what I know from the business world, you're always underestimating what it really turns out to be. So the actuals are always further and greater than your estimates. They typically say to pad at least 50%. So if I think it's going to take a year, it'll probably take a year and a half. But I don't have the final release, the final release time. And I want to grow this game. I want you guys. I would love to have you guys be part of this game, to have a community be built around this game, and to maybe get some crowdfunding for this game. And I really want this game to become part of what the community's always wanted in at least a 2D type of game. So I like pixel art. I enjoy PC games, and it's not going to be Madden. It's not going to be all pro football. It's not going to be that game, but it will have elements of simulation football. And I plan for it to be a game that I would play, and if I would play it, I would imagine a lot of the people that watch me will as well. So there's going to need to be some marketing as part of this process. business planning, attracting users and customers, and that's the business side. Creating some sort of, I don't even know what I'm going to do. If I'm going to create some sort of business entity or be a sole proprietor, I'm not sure what the best route to go is. There are going to be expenses, which I already have, and I have contracts and things that I have to make sure that are protecting myself and the business and everything. So those are the elements that come with when you do something like this. So yeah, so it looks like there's some weather coming in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm planning on doing these hopefully at least once a week. Share with you where we are and what we're working on. I'm also going to be doing the dev videos, and it's going to be a rough ride. I can tell you right now, it's not easy. You don't always make progress. It's frustrating as hell. And sometimes you wonder why you're doing this. But there's something inside of me that says you have to do this and you have to complete it. And whether it becomes a successful game or not, that's something I can't control, but I'm going to take my best shot. And I hope you guys can come along for the ride. So, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time, and keep watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Peace.